I'm Cheryl Lynn Kelly. I'm Leq'á First Nation. I was born out in Desroches, BC. I'm asking if you're on reserve or off reserve, do you still have the same rights? I think that on or off reserve, you still should have the same rights as everybody else as a Native under the Indian Act.
All right, this is a question regarding our rights. And there was a reference to the Indian Act in this question. What I need to emphasize to you is that the Indian Act will no longer apply to us in relation to governance. Our membership, our status as Indians will continue as a way for the government to determine how much funding we should get. But otherwise, the Indian Act will no longer apply. As for Aboriginal rights, if the question is about Aboriginal rights, our Aboriginal rights on and off reserve will not be extinguished. It will not be determined other than by ourselves. If we're talking about rights to property, like how individuals might own land outside of the reserve, under the treaty we will have what's called Indian title to treaty settlement lands. This is a new land ownership. In Canada, we have fee simple lands and crown lands. Since the Delgamuukw decision and since the Chilkoot decision in the Supreme Court of Canada, we now have Indian title lands. This is a new title, and it's going to be protected under our treaty. Our rights are going to be different from outside our communities to inside our communities. Individuals will still be able to own land in terms of a certificate of possession, but those names might change. What I'm hoping to see is that very little change will happen individually for members who are living on reserve currently to a post-treaty environment, so that if you own a piece of land under a certificate of possession, you'll still own that land after the treaty. Your rights might be different. It'll be defined by the treaty itself in terms of your particular land ownership. But if you own land outside of the treaty settlement land as well, your rights will not be disturbed in any way. What's going to change is our relationship with the federal government and how we relate to our own treaty settlement lands. After the treaty, we're going to be able to write our own path. We're going to be able to make changes. These changes, I hope, will benefit future generations in a way that's never been able to do before. I can see that we'll be able to take our land and develop it. We'll be able to put our young people to work. We'll be able to create a better and brighter future because we're now in control of our own lands. This is a major step forward for our Stalo people. Our rights are going to be recognized. Yes, things will change under the treaty, but finally, the change is for the better.